You might be surprised to learn that the piece you could be listening to on your Spotify playlist might not even be the work of a human composer. It could be AI generated. It could be the child of lines of code and algorithms. Surprised? We live in a world where technology shapes almost every aspect of our lives. And guess what? Music, one of the most emotive and expressive forms of art, is no exception. Today, we're zeroing in on artificial intelligence and its escalating involvement in the world of music. From classical to jazz to even pop and hip-hop, AI is starting to play a role in how music is composed. And no, this isn't science fiction. It's happening right here, right now. But the question here are, can machines actually be creative? Do they have what it takes to produce music that rivals the complexity, emotion, and artistry that humans bring to the table? We're going to break down the technical aspects. How exactly does AI compose music? We'll also weigh the pros and cons, taking a look at what this means for the future of music and for composers who have traditionally held this space. Music composition has a long, rich history. Think back to the classical era. Names like Beethoven, Mozart, and Bach come to mind. These composers revolutionized the way we understand melody, harmony, and rhythm. Fast forward to the 20th century, and you encounter new genres taking the stage: jazz, rock, and even electronic music. People like Louis Armstrong, the Beatles, and Kraftwerk didn't just make music. They crafted experiences and laid the groundwork for others to follow. Each era has had its trailblazers who redefined what music could be, challenging conventional norms and broadening our understanding of what's possible. On the other side, artificial intelligence has its own storied past. Alan Turing, often considered the father of computer science and artificial intelligence, posed the question as early as the 1950s. Can machines think? Since then, we've seen rapid advancements. From simple tasks like chess games to complex operations such as natural language processing and even autonomous driving, AI has grown by leaps and bounds. Each new algorithm or development is like a building block, adding another layer of capability to this formidable technology. The first experiments in AI-generated music started appearing in the late 20th century. Researchers began using algorithms to analyze existing compositions, seeking to understand their structure. Projects like Sony's Flow Machines and OpenAI's MuseNet have shown us that AI can produce something that's not just noise, but music, with a structure, a tune, and sometimes even a drop of emotion. At the core of AI-driven music composition are two key components: datasets and algorithms. Algorithms are basically sets of rules that the computer follows to accomplish a task. They require data to function, and that's where datasets come in. We're talking about massive collections of musical compositions that the algorithm can analyze to understand patterns, sequences, and relationships between different musical elements. You might be wondering, is it just about throwing a bunch of Mozart or Lady Gaga songs into a computer and letting it do its thing? Not quite. These algorithms are designed to understand musical theory concepts like pitch, tempo, rhythm, and harmony. They then use this foundational knowledge to create something entirely new. And it's not just copying, it's understanding and then generating. AIVA is one such tool used in advertisements and has even been credited as a composer in some projects. Then there's Google's Magenta Studio, a more experimental platform aiming to assist artists in the creative process. These tools are becoming increasingly accessible, and you don't need to be a tech whiz to use them. Let's get into how a song is actually created by AI. Typically, the process begins with the algorithm analyzing the dataset. This stage is known as training. Once the algorithm has a firm grasp of musical elements and structures, it moves on to the generation phase. Here, it can either work from scratch to create an entirely new piece, or it can take a user's input as a starting point to compose something. The final output is then rendered into a format that can be played, edited, or even remixed by human musicians. AI-created tracks are used as background scores. Artists are also beginning to collaborate with AI for unique projects. Taryn Southern, an artist and internet personality, released an album called I Am AI, where the music was entirely composed by artificial intelligence. The AIVA software made headlines when it was used to compose a symphony performed by a live orchestra. In the game No Man's Sky, music is procedurally generated to match the player's experience. This was all done by AI. Music composition takes a lot of time and effort. AI can speed up this process considerably. With the right algorithm, you can get a composition draft in minutes rather than days. It's not about cutting corners. It's about maximizing efficiency. Imagine the amount of work that could be accomplished if human musicians could delegate the initial groundwork to AI. They'd be free to focus on refining the piece, adding their unique touches, or even starting new projects. Running out of creative juice is something every artist fears. The dreaded writer's block can apply to musicians as well. AI doesn't suffer from this limitation. Given its nature, it can churn out an endless number of variations on a theme or even entirely new compositions. It can work around the clock, providing a vast array of options to choose from. You're basically sitting next to a never-ending well of creativity when you bring AI into your musical toolbox. David Cope and his AI program, Emmy, produced compositions that have stunned audiences, many of whom couldn't tell that a machine had a hand in the music. Another shining example is the artist Yacht, who used machine learning to co-create their album Chain Tripping. While we've already seen a lot of development in AI-powered music tools, the next wave could be even more transformative. Neural networks, which are more advanced forms of AI that mimic the human brain, are a hot topic. These networks promise a more nuanced understanding of musical theory and human emotion. It's not too far-fetched to imagine a day when AI could compose a song that's not just technically flawless, but emotionally resonant as well. Quantum computing is another game-changer waiting in the wings. If harnessed for music composition, the computational speed and capabilities would be unparalleled. Imagine AI algorithms that can analyze centuries of global musical history in seconds and create compositions that resonate across cultures. Don't forget the ethical considerations about originality, copyright, and even the very essence of creativity will surely bubble up as AI becomes more prevalent in the music industry. The future of music composition with AI is a blend of incredible potential and complex challenges. The union of AI and music is not just about machines taking over the creative process. It's about a new form of partnership. While AI can handle the nuts and bolts, the emotional core will require human touch. If music is a language, then AI gives us new words and phrases to express ourselves. What do you think about the role of AI in music? Tell us in the comments section. And don't forget to like this video. And do subscribe our YouTube channel for more informative and engaging content like this.